You're a mess. Finley, this is a mess. What a mess. Sloppy mess. What's up, everybody? Y'all know it is harvest time in East Texas. Probably getting tired of seeing harvest already, especially if you're up north. I really apologize for that. But y'all, we have had so much rain in the last, since Sunday, we've gotten just under 7 inches of rain. I think my AccuRite measured 6.86 inches of rain since Sunday. I've barely been able to get in my garden. Whew, I literally just took a pass through. I've got cherry tomatoes that are splitting wide open. They're ruined from all the rain. Not going to complain about the rain because here, when it stops, it stops. And it doesn't rain again until Halloween. So not complaining about the rain. Anxious to get out here and harvest some of these tomatoes. I am loaded up with tomatoes. I want to get some of those off the vine and just have some chit chat. Thought I'd take y'all along with me today while I'm harvesting this evening right before sunset. Just wanted to show y'all the flowers again. I have really figured out that I like flowers. And look at these. Goodness gracious. So pretty. So pretty. We've been harvesting these. We have some in the house. We've harvested them and given some to some friends. So I like flowers. I will never be without flowers in my garden again. So what you're looking at here is water puddled up. We got another 1/4 inch of rain this morning. My garden can't even drain out enough for me to get into some of these tomatoes without some rubber boots on, which I'll probably have to go do. But wanted to show y'all what I got going on over here. So look at all these cherry tomatoes. Lots of these have got to come off. I literally just picked up several that had fallen. And you can see these have fallen. They've split just due to all the rain. It's absolutely insane. Here's another one that has split. I really should have tried to get these off a couple days ago before the latest round came through. But we're going to get them off today. We're going to get what we can. We're going to lose some, but it is what it is. I don't know if y'all can see this guy right here. This is a giant Cherokee carbon. I am interested to see how much that guy weighs. I don't know if that leaf is in the way, but we'll look at him here in a minute. He's a monster. All right, got my basket here. I'm gonna have to try to keep these separate somehow because so many of them have split. I might have seen this one a second ago, but this is what's happening. Hopefully y'all can see that and it zooms properly, but yeah, it's one thing for it to have a little crack, but when it's split wide open all the way down to the center, that's not good. So just set that one here with this other one that's split. That's a good one. That's a good one. Try to get most of these sun golds that I can. That one's not split too bad. And I got some pretty ones. If they're split a little bit, I'm just going to go ahead and take them. Maybe I'll eat those tonight. They'll have to be eaten tonight or frozen or something. They're not going to make it very long, split that bad. Yeah, this one here, it's done. Ah, she was big too. I got a little bucket over there. I'm putting the really badly split ones in. The thing is we know that, can't believe I made all those. We know that sun golds are, bad about splitting, and gosh, I should have taken the time to come out here a couple of days ago and get these. We got inundated yesterday and the day before. I think we got 3 inches those 2 days. Sunday we got 1.5 inches, and that happened in about a 45-minute time span. All three of these are toast. Let's see if I can do that again. Only 1 of 3 on that one. That was bad. Here's another bad one. That one's done. Ooh, that was real bad. Dang. Good thing I didn't play basketball. All right, some of these are all right. I think they're falling off because one, they're ripe, But two, the wind and the rain is just knocking them off of the vines. Actually, I think the ones that fell off look better than the ones that are on it. There's another one. Quite a few green ones on there. They'll turn into volunteers next year. But yeah, it's crazy the rain we've been getting here, and the pest pressure is really picking up on us as well in East Texas. I mean, all three of those are just done, just not going to make it. So it's a different summer, but it's definitely summer here in East Texas. I'm having fun harvesting, just having a hard time getting out here some days. I mean, that one, look at that. I mean, it's just completely split, just completely busted open. But darn it, they taste good when they don't split open. This is how the string trellising is benefiting me, although these are getting extremely vigorous. But you can see how I'm able to let the string down, and then that's the tomato vine laying there on the ground, and they're all laying down. And so what I'll do is up top, oops, sorry about that, y'all. I will let go of a little string, let it go down, and then if I need to move the tomato hook or tomato hook over a little bit to help it lay down and not break, that's what I'm doing now. With all the rain and me not being able to get out here and do much, these guys are getting well above my string trellises. I did come out the other evening in the rain and was having to prop some of these up and tie them to each other just to keep them from breaking off. They just could not handle all of the weight from the tomatoes in the rain. I am noticing these red cherry tomatoes. These are super sweet 100s, Rapunzel, and Husky Cherry Red. I'm noticing that they are not splitting nearly as bad. I mean, that one's not split in the least. Let's see. I know I saw a couple with some small splits, but they were just little cracks. They weren't much of anything. I'm gonna go ahead and take some of these that aren't quite ripe just because. But I mean, I haven't seen one cracked yet. All those sun golds were just bursted open. It's not even edible. And these are let's see, this one is, that's a Rapunzel, and I mean, I haven't seen a crack yet. So that's something, that's a good thing to learn. I'll leave those a little bit longer. No cracks. Fantastic. And the Rapunzels are good. I never had the super sweet 100s, but eating the super sweet 100s this year, I've been amazed. I think they're better than the Sun Gold, and the fact that they don't crack. Let's see, is that the, yeah, that's still the, it's actually a Husky Cherry Red. I think these are super sweet now. Okay, so the super sweet 100s, here's where I saw the crack. But that's just a tiny crack. I mean, that's nothing. Sorry to eat on camera. I am going to try to keep the super sweet 100s separated because I love them. Look at these onions. They are sizing up very well. I think this one's about done. He's getting really soft right here. Nice size bulb on him. This one back here is getting really soft as well. This one's still pretty hard, so I'm going to watch out for him. But these bulbed up really nicely, and I have a few more that are bulbing up nicely here and there. Some of these onions are about to have to come up. But then you've got these over here. So definitely something I've learned this season. Um, Onions need a lot of sunlight, I believe. So these guys that I showed you a second ago really did well. They had lots and lots of sunlight. And then these that were getting shaded out by different plants, they just didn't do much. This one has a little bulb on it, but not much. So lesson learned there. With onions, I think next year I'm going to plant them like maybe they'll have, 4 squares right here in the front with nothing to guard them from the sun. Hopefully that works. Probably do the same thing with my garlic, as I believe that was what stunted a lot of my garlic as well. You're a mess. Finley, this is a mess. What a mess. Sloppy mess. Y'all, I started this video out as a happy harvest video, but when I got over here to the dwarf tomato project bed, it really just, it kind of just took the wind out of my, well, no, it did take the wind out of my sails. I definitely learned a lesson with these dwarf tomatoes. So I grew them in the fall last year, and they did great. I fell in love with these tomatoes. They put on 6, 7, 8 tomatoes each. Almost all of them ripened before it got too cold. And they tasted fantastic. And I just fell in love with the size of them. They were easy to manage. They were just great. Everything about Dwarf Tomato Project tomatoes, fantastic. So this spring, I was really excited about my Dwarf Tomato Project tomatoes. Y'all, spring is a whole different animal for these dwarf tomatoes. They have grown much more vigorous than they did in the fall. They've put on so many tomatoes that the plants can't even hold themselves up. And I'm not complaining. I hate to complain. I told somebody the other day, every time I walk through my garden, I feel humbled and blessed. And I do. I mean, look at this. How can I not feel blessed? And I'm super happy about this. And to be honest with you, as big of a mess as this is, even this is a blessing. What a lesson I've learned with the dwarf tomatoes in the spring. Next year, I will definitely not be planting them near as closely together. I think I'll do one row, and I'm going to try to Florida weave. I don't know, probably the Florida weave. I'm going to try something different, but definitely springtime dwarf tomatoes, trying to stake them up didn't work. Finley, it is a mess. Just to take a closer look at these dwarf tomatoes, I mean, one, it's rained so much they can't dry out. They're too close together. They can't get any airflow. You can see the tomatoes are splitting on them up in there. Hopefully you can see that. But they've just put on so many tomatoes, and I've gotten lots of tomatoes off of these. But I mean, you can see they're just laid over. They're bending the stakes. They just cannot hold themselves up from all of the weight. I mean, look at this. They just got so tall, and you can't even see some of the tomatoes. I see a stink bug in there too. Look at all of the tomatoes. How are these guys supposed to hold themselves up with stakes? They just couldn't do it. I'm flabbergasted at the production and the growth of the Dwarf Tomato Project tomatoes. And I know I keep saying that, but I am super impressed with how well these tomatoes grow. The Tiny Tim, I don't even know how many tomatoes I've gotten off of that Tiny Tim. He's looking rough, but I know it's because they don't have time to dry out. I mean, look, they're all just falling over. So, like I said, this is, in my eyes, a blessing without a doubt, because they're not dead. They're still ripening their tomatoes. I need to do a better job of getting them off the vine before they split with all of the rain that we've been having. But the fact of the matter is, almost all of these, if not all of these, are determinate tomatoes. So once they're done, they're done. And I'm happy that they're going to go ahead and ripen their fruits. And once they've done their job, I will be much appreciative, and I will cut them down and get ready for the fall. And in the fall, I will not be planting them so close together. They just can't breathe, and they are soaking wet underneath. This is that Dr. Witch or Wish or however you say that. He is a monster too. Let's see if I can, there's no way I can do this one-handed, but I'll get him harvested as well this evening. I know he's going to be well over a pound, and he's got two buddies right there with him that are possibly going to be the same size. So yeah, my hashtag tomato challenge, Giant Belgiums, not holding up to their end of the bargain, y'all. So I'm going to go get this guy off real quick. I'm just going to go ahead and take this whole thing. His buddy there beside him is looking pretty rough as well. Let's see, let me get this out of the way too. Oh man, this guy is a absolute beast. Oh my gosh. What a monster. Cherokee Carbon. Got a little bit of splitting. I was really worried coming home today that I wasn't going to get to him and he was going to be split. But these Cherokee Carbons are pretty impressive. We love the flavor of these. Deep red center. So tasty. But gosh, I may even put this guy on the scale and show y'all at the end of this video. What a monster. Yeah, I know I was complaining a few minutes ago, and I still feel bad about my dwarf tomatoes. But man, when you come in and you look at something like this, how can you not feel blessed at your harvest? But I wanted to wrap this up. I do want to show y'all some weights. So here we have that big giant Cherokee Carbon. That is a Dr. Witch. This is a Kellogg's Breakfast. So let's tear out here. So we're sitting at 0. I'll 0 it just to make sure. All right, we're sitting at 0. This is the Kellogg's Breakfast coming in at 10 ounces, 10.1 ounces. So Kellogg's Breakfast. Ooh, I think the Dr. Wish is going to be bigger. So Cherokee Carbon, 1 pound, 3 ounces. That might be my biggest tomato yet. So let's see if the Dr. Wish can top him. I feel like he's going to. Here we go. Nope. Look at that. 1.32. They are almost identical. 132 on the Dr. Wish. 1.31 on the Cherokee Carbon. So those are the biggest tomatoes I've ever grown, and they aren't Giant Belgiums. So my hashtag Tomato Challenge 2025 is lagging way behind some of my other tomatoes. Well, we will go ahead and wrap it up here. I don't know how much of the actual harvest clips will make it in this video. I got pretty dejected when I saw the Dwarf Tomato project raised bed, but then I come in and I really see all together what I harvested and just the blessings that are poured out on me with what I was able to harvest. It's really hard to be upset. I mean, even the dwarf tomatoes are a blessing. They could have broke and died and I could have lost all the tomatoes, right? The mistake is on me. I made that mistake, but I'm blessed because those tomatoes are still living. They are still ripening the fruit, and there's lots and lots and lots of fruit left out there on those vines. And so I know that I'll continue to get good harvest on them. I'll just have to do a little better of keeping up with them, keeping them off the ground the best I can. As soon as they hit the breaker stage, I'm gonna have to get them off of those vines to relieve the weight and keep the ants out of them, that sort of thing. So I learned a lot from that. Those are all determinate tomatoes. So as they begin to finish up, I'll be cutting them out and be done with them for the spring. And in 2 weeks, we're going to be starting seeds for a fall run of tomatoes. It's crazy. I don't know how in the world we're the middle end of June already. Pretty crazy. But with all of that said, I did learn a lot from that. I am going to this fall try the Florida weave on those dwarf plants and see how that goes. That'll be learning just another thing new for me. You know, this is only my second season growing, with really my first season to do everything from start and on a scale that I'm in now, with I guess 2 horseshoe beds and 2 rectangular beds full of vegetables. So all that said, I'm learning a lot this year. I hope that you're learning from some of my mistakes. Maybe you don't make those mistakes as well. And I'll just close. I think I may start closing every video with this because it really hits home with me. But every season, never stop learning and never stop growing. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Man, oh man, 1.3 pounds. Those things are gigantic. These little Everglades tomatoes are delicious. I don't know how any of those are even making it inside. Probably because there's so many of them. So good. So good.